Karens can almost get away with anything except racism. Whenever a Karen adds racism to her profile, it is likely to be accompanied by a punch across the face. In this video, we would be showing you Karens who got instant karma punch once they became racists. Just before we proceed, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now that you have subscribed, let's dive right in. 1. Native American. Imagine walking to a convenience shop to get a few items, and while everyone else is being served, you on the other hand is told to leave the shop, that you won't be attended to. How would you react? Take a look. We bet that as soon as the Karen manager kept telling the lady to leave, it must have infuriated the lady. The black lady must have thought that the reason why she was being told to leave was because of her skin color, which was totally unfair. And well, just as the Karen kept on insisting that the lady leaves her shop, the cameraman jumped into the picture. Perhaps the cameraman jumped into the scene hoping to resolve the problem, but it appears the problem has grown deep-root already, and thus beyond the concerned videographer. But how possibly can the Karen manager be telling the other lady that she needs to go back to her country? What kind of statement is that? We mean, is country of origin a requirement before one could be attended to in a convenience store? I just hope we don't delve into history too much, as we all know who went to others' country years ago, right? It sure looks like the black lady came prepared for the history class. While we thought that the black lady probably came from Africa, she just informed us that she is part of the Native American tribe. Well, if that is really true, then the black lady's ancestors are the original owners of America then, right? I mean, till Christopher Columbus took that voyage to discover them, right? But all that does not matter anymore, as we should try to live in peace and harmony. It seems this Karen would be one dictator of some sort. I mean, anyone who seems to oppose her is told to leave the store. The poor cameraman who was giving us quality video in real time might just lose his job, since he does not want to bow down to her goddess, the Karen Queen. Dear cameraman, maybe you should listen to this Karen, or you might be bound back to Africa alongside the black lady. But no matter how offended the Karen could have been, is this the right way to handle such issue? I mean, there should be a customer care agent around somewhere to handle issues like this. Thus, through this way, the Karen manager can handle other important aspects of the business rather than meddling in this manner. Also, if the atmosphere becomes tense, then she should have directed her security man to handle it. If she continues doing this, then she might receive a punch sooner than later. Just when we thought the Karen manager has received her senses and was finally about to diffuse the whole situation, she took a step further instead. Asking a customer their place of birth should have no place in a business setting like this. I mean, is this the immigration center or a shop that should be focused instead on selling things? Are we ever going to see the end of the confrontation? It is looking like it will turn physical pretty soon. Now might be the right time for someone to call the cops rather than enjoying the free drama at the shop. And just before the call to the police could be made, the thing we dreaded happened. Since the Karen could not keep her hands to herself, she must have thought it was business as usual, and thus pushed the Native American lady and got what she never expected. Since the Karen pushed her, the black lady used a slap to tell her that she has no privilege whatsoever. That must have truly shocked the Karen. I mean, she must have been having her way all this while, but the black lady decided not to turn the other cheek this time around. Even the cameraman was on the side of the black lady. Gosh. If for any reason the Karen manager calls the police on the black lady, then the black lady has herself a witness in the person of the cameraman. This is one interesting case, but we hope the Karen has learned to always keep her hands to herself, or she will have herself to blame. If, on the other hand, she cannot control herself when she is angry or emotional, then it is best she walks away from such environments. 2. Elevator. Being stuck in an elevator for a few seconds with strangers creates a weird atmosphere. Everyone is eager to get to their floor and avoid staying with strangers any longer, until this happened. Take a look. From the look of things, it seems the door had been jammed for a while, and thus, as soon as it opened, the occupants were relieved that they can finally get to their beds, right? And all of a sudden, elevator that has been quiet all these while started becoming too hot for everyone inside. I mean, why would words such as dumb ass be passed around in the midst of strangers who appeared cool with one another all these while? Well, that would only be possible if the tension in the room had been hot and they were just waiting for one person to set it off, right? And just as the insults was passing around, this Karen crossed the line she should not have crossed. She said the N-word to a guy who could beat her up in minutes. The Karen must have thought that since the elevator door was closing that she could get away with that careless statement, but the young man came back for her. And just like the biblical Samson, the young man opened the door wide open to give the Karen a good whopping. Well, thankfully, the Karen has someone to run behind because if not, she might have gone home limping or vomiting blood, right? And to truly prove that the Karen was afraid of the young man, when she was asked to say the N-word again, she lost her tongue. That is ridiculous for a woman who was acting all confident just a few seconds ago. Well, it goes on to prove that the Karen has been getting away with her racist comments because no one stood up to her. However, the moment someone stood up to her, she couldn't speak again. 3. Train. Imagine being late for work, seated in a train when all of a sudden a Karen causes a fight. Will you run or defend her? Take a look. It is probably high time trains conduct mental evaluation before allowing people on the train. I mean, how possibly can this Karen enter the train and her duty would be to insult and make fun of everyone aboard? Well, she is lucky that she is in a train filled with good people who don't mind being insulted and would never react. Well, in the end, there is only a level of attack someone could take before they launch their attack, right? Well, we guess this passenger on the train got to that point when this Karen called him garbage. That indeed resulted in a consequence the Karen did not expect. Having received a few slaps across the face, would the Karen continue making her remarks, or has she learned her lessons now? By the way, kudos to the Asian woman who left the scene so as not to be caught in the exchange of fire. Things have really gotten out of hand. To be fair to the Karen, she tried to fight back, but unfortunately for her, there is not much she can do against a man who is way stronger than her. Perhaps it is because that the Karen's attacker had left the scene that caused the Karen to now focus on another person who she felt she could beat up. Unfortunately for the Karen, her new enemy is not weak either and is quite eager to match her energy, even to the point of spilling her belongings. But why exactly is no one separating the fight, or at least calling the cops to put an end to the whole drama? It seems everyone is rather concerned with their business while this Karen, no matter her crime, is trying hard to stay alive. And just when we thought that the Karen's pains was all over, she got her second bath for the day. Gosh, that is very embarrassing. So, after taking her bath in her house, she has just been soiled in the train. How then would she be perceived when she gets to her workplace or the place she is going to? While we would not wish what the Karen is passing through on anybody, perhaps she brought it upon herself. We just hope that she has learned her lessons and would avoid starting a fight like this next time in the future. 4. Store Karen. Being a shop owner is a tough business, and it becomes tougher when a Karen enters one's shop and starts wrecking things. Take a look. This racist Karen did not like that the store she walked into was owned by a black man, and guess what she did? She threw away valuable items owned by the store owner. Could you imagine that? That is the height of insensitivity for a lady who does not know that running business is very costly. The store owner must have gotten tired of her foolishness, and thus fought back. Well, he should not have fought back with his goods, as he is the one that would pay for the damages later. He should have instead reported her to the police or thrown her out immediately. As the racist Karen noticed that the young man was fighting with his goods, she then helped him destroy his goods further. What a heartless Karen. Having discovered that the Karen wants to ruin his shop, the shop owner took the best step he should have taken since threw her out. What are your thoughts on these racist Karens? Do you think they got the right punishment? Please, do share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Well, if you got to the end of the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and turn on the post notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.